here with Colin Miller, the new head coach for FC Edmonton. He just wrapped up the press conference, and we just have a few questions from the supporters. First off, what are your goals for next season and possibly 2 seasons from now?
Yeah, that's the wonder question, Tobias, isn't it? But I haven't come here to get beat, and like every manager, I would imagine that their goals at the start of the season are to win it. And we will try and bring that mentality to the team, and that's sure my ambition. I know it's not going to be easy. A new coach coming in it takes time to get his ideas into the players and get the system down the way I want the team to play. But the way that's been received here has been fantastic, and I watched the reserve team training yesterday, and the attitude already is excellent. And I'm very ambitious. I want the team to play attacking football, be better organised at times from set pieces and so on and so forth. But I want the team to do well for sure, and that'll be the goal for no question.
All right. Thank you. What attracted you to the club, and why did you accept this position?
Yeah, good question. I actually spoke to Len Vickery about the position. Len is the head coach of the Alberta University of Alberta. And he raved about the job. He raved about the ownership group and the people within the club. So I sent away my CV to the club, and within an hour they got back to me, which was very interesting. And I just got the feeling when I spoke with Tom Fath, our owner, Joe Petroni, and when I met Jeff Paulus, the assistant, or my assistant, I just got a feeling of a family that was building something really positive here. I've watched at least 10 DVDs from last season, and I know the support that's potential here in this city, and the support that has turned up in some amazing nights with the weather. It's testimony to you guys for hanging in there some of those nights. I'm not very good in lightning, I must admit, but no, these are all the things that, plus the stability of the club. The ownership is fantastic. I mean, arguably the best ownership in the league. And the vision that the club has, having a residency program, reserve team, and such a good squad of first team players to work with, I thought, what an opportunity for any coach, never mind just a Canadian coach, but for me, it was a no-brainer, and I had a real gut feeling about the job, and so did my wife Maria. She had a feeling this is something that you should really, really go for. So now that I've got the job, my intentions are to go for it.
Very good goals. Every new manager talks about playing attractive and entertaining football, but very few define what they believe that to be. What is your take on that?
Well, I think the game has to. I think fans want to. When I go and watch a football game, I want to go and watch a team that is totally committed to the cause. Now, that team might not win every game, but I think as a supporter, if I go and watch a game and I see a player who's really bursting the gut and trying to do the right thing and working hard for the cause, you can hold your hands up and say, well, maybe we're not at this level yet. That's what my goal is to have a group of committed players trying to play nice football, pleasing on the eye. It's not always possible because there's 11 players against you, that are trying to combat what you're doing. But I won't coach this team to kick the ball long, smash the ball up the park and hope for the best. Absolutely not. They will be coached to try to keep the ball down and play a possession type of football with pace. I'm demanding pace, but enthusiasm and energy at all times.
Thank you. Over in our forums, we talk a lot about the North American style of play, but we're interested in knowing your perception of that style and how that compares to things you've seen in Scotland or Central America.
Well, I think some of the times when I watch a North American team play, and I've seen it already in some of these DVDs, that they sometimes play in the wrong areas, and my teams are always about pressurising and really winning the ball as far up the park as we can. And I think if we do that, we'll be successful for sure, because we will win the ball higher up the park and all of a sudden we're closer to their goal. So the North American type of game, if you're trying to picture that, for me is about players trying to play and then sometimes playing in the wrong areas, and that our team will be coached not to play in the wrong areas for too long, that we have to get the ball forward. The game is about trying to score goals, and there's a fine line between smashing it up the park and taking silly chances at the back. But I believe the players that we've got and we're going to be bringing in will be capable of making those telling passes, will keep us in possession of the ball in the right areas of the park, and will provide us the ammunition that we're needing.
Speaking of players bringing in, we have a question partly from the Southsiders actually back in Vancouver. Given your previous experience with Vancouver, will you be looking to establish a relationship with their program and perhaps bringing players in on loan or any sort of relationship like that?
Yes, no, it's a good question, and I have a very good relationship with the Vancouver Whitecaps. I left in very good terms with the club. Bob Lenarduzzi, I consider him a friend as well as my ex-head coach of the national team. And one of the things that we did speak about was building a relationship. Now, I have said to Bobby already that if we do bring players in, they have to be better than the players that we have here. There's no point in the Whitecaps giving us a player that is not as good as our players. So that's my primary goal is FC Edmonton. And if we can have a good relationship with the Whitecaps, which we want, and I think it's important that we work closely together, but it has to be right for us. It has to be right for us. It's my head that's on the guillotine, Tobias, so I'm not going to bring in a player that's worse than the players that we have here. So that's my view on it, and Bobby was very receptive to that. He just wants to give us first right of refusal.
Okay, and then on a bit of a lighter note, are you aware of the culture around the club, of any of the traditions? Even though it's a very young club, we have a few nuances and things like that.
Well, I know the nickname of the club is the Eddies. And,
okay.
I think it's a great name.
Are you fond of rabbits?
Rabbits?
Yes.
Chocolate ones, white chocolate ones. Yeah, that's. In fact, I actually saw a white rabbit running by my house today, where I'm staying. So, yeah, you're going to have to explain a wee bit more about this rabbit scenario.
In time, we will explain that to you.
Okay. Yeah, Roger Rabbit, or what was the Bugs Bunny and all of them? Yeah, I used to watch the cartoons. But you've got me intrigued now. I'm very curious to find out about these Eddie supporters that like rabbits.
Okay, thanks, Colin, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Much. Great to be here.
Right.